So yesterday, the vice president and general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, Rob Pelinka, officially announced JJ Redick as the new head coach. And the opening press conference went as standard new head coaching press conferences go. But at the end of it, well, JJ Redick happens to go viral. Would you like to know how? I know you do. Peter Griffin, bring me in, please.
I can't say anymore. I'm probably already in trouble for mentioning it to a, well, we call you normies.
So, this is the press conference, the JJ Redick full Lakers press conference as head coach. I will leave a link to this video. This is from House of Highlights. I will leave a link to this video in the description box for all of you. Let the video play, ninjas. For all of you, stop pausing the video, ninjas. I will leave a link in there so you can watch this in full without my interruption or commentary.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
But there's a few points in here that I want to highlight. Some things that were said about JJ Redick, about LeBron James in the podcast, and then at the end, the viral moment that JJ Redick had, okay? So this is a YouTube video, and because I have to transform it and give my commentary for fair use purposes, I have to give my clause as I always do. So without further ado, fair use.
And then Rob, one for you specifically. Obviously, JJ and LeBron, they have had a podcast going since March. Even if it wasn't direct conversations with LeBron, how, if it did that podcast factor into the process of the interview and all of it?
I think at the core of a really good NBA head coach, one of the core necessities, especially with today's player, is communication. And I think JJ is one of the best basketball communicators out there, period, hard stop. Anyone that's paid attention to what he's done and built and his interaction with players and coaches and executives, he's special at that. In terms of the involvement with our captains with this coaching search and the coaching process,
now he says the captains of the team, okay? Now this is all coded language. He really means LeBron James.
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
But of course he can't say that. And as you listen to this particular answer to this question, there's going to be more coded language in here, and you're going to hear it. It's going to be pretty evident. All right, let's continue.
I think, you're asking a question about LeBron. He was very supportive of our organization in this process, and that's a different word, and I want to be mindful of the word, than involved. So I would say it again. LeBron was very supportive of us and our process, but chose not to be heavily involved, and we respected that.
Okay, so do you believe that LeBron was just supportive but not involved?
Nope.
Do you think it's possible that they have to say this because they don't want any kind of tampering or any type of illegal under-the-table activity that would have caused JJ Redick to get an upper hand in the coaching search?
Yep.
Anthony Davis, our other captain, chose to be very involved and was very involved. I talked to him throughout the process and got a lot of help and wisdom from him, and he was very excited for today.
Melissa Roll.
So Anthony Davis also gave Rob a lot of wisdom to help with this coaching decision, right? Okay. I mean, so LeBron was supportive and Anthony Davis was also supportive in giving knowledge and wisdom and maybe advice, right, on how to make this final decision, huh? Okay, all right. For just $5 a month, please consider becoming a member of Welcome to Normieville. There you will find access to members-only videos and members-only live streams, as well as a host of other perks. Thank you for your consideration. Back to the video.
On Fox Sports, this is a two-parter too. Rob, I'm going to begin with you. JJ just broke the news that he's never had any NBA head coaching experience. Considering that, what was it during the interview process that he did or said that made you feel excited to go this route?
Yeah, I think NBA head coaching experience and NBA experience aren't mutually exclusive things. I think JJ has an amazing amount of NBA experience that's going to make him a great NBA coach. And he talked about it already, whether it's coming up being sort of mentored and tutored by a Hall of Fame coach and Mike Krzyzewski, whether it's the Hall of Fame coaches he played for throughout his career, whether it's the conversations with numerous all-stars that are high IQ players that he could share basketball and strategy with. It was just really important to us as we made this hire to find a head coach that could sit across the table from some of the smartest and best players in the world. This is the stage for those players to be able to relate to, coach, hold them accountable, lead them, inspire them. And we felt like JJ was very unique in holding all those qualities to do that, and we're very confident in that.
And JJ, it's obviously no secret that you have a very close relationship with LeBron. He could have.
Now, I believe this is where, and I posted a clip of this on my shorts earlier today. The answer that JJ Redick is going to give to this question, I think everybody that was in the presser is probably going to call BS on this, right? But let's hear him speak.
Done a podcast with anybody in the world. He chose to do it with you. What was his advice to you throughout this whole coaching search process?
He didn't provide any advice. LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers job until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was offered the job.
So, did you hear that guy in the background?
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
That guy was like, ooh, man, like you know LeBron. You talked to LeBron about this, like, and this whole podcast thing again has been a subject of controversy because JJ Redick was on a podcast with LeBron, and now all of a sudden somehow this manifested into him being a head coach, and somehow everybody's saying this podcast had nothing to do with it. LeBron had no input in JJ Redick being the coach, right? Nobody believes that.
And that was very intentional on both our parts. I knew I had an understanding that he did not want to be involved in this. And for me, I didn't want to go down the path of hypotheticals with someone that I consider a friend and someone that I have a great amount of respect for. So for us, it just came down to literally Thursday afternoon. And I talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes and got off the phone. That was it.
Okay, again, nobody believes that, all right? I don't believe that myself, but it is what it is. Now, there's another question that was asked about his podcast that he has with LeBron James, okay? Let's go to the 33 minute and 12-second mark. Let's play this.
I think this it's relevant to this discussion. You were one of the first players to have a podcast while he was active. What's going to happen with Mind the Game? You're going to be the first coach to have a podcast while he's active?
No, I am, for the time being, and hopefully it's a very, very long time, I am excommunicated from the content space.
Now, the question pretty much was asked, what are they going to do with this podcast? I believe this podcast now has like over 1 million subscribers at this point. They had several million viewed videos. They were talking about, X's and O's and all that kind of stuff. They were talking about the playoffs and everything in between, right? That has to do with basketball. So now the podcast is going to go on a 3-4 year hiatus. I guess so, right? But to most people, the point or the intent of the podcast has already been reached. So LeBron can continue to make money with this podcast outside of basketball. LeBron James can pretty much run this by himself now if he wants to. JJ Redick can come in after he gets done coaching. If he's still coaching after 4 years, if he's not canned after 2, I don't know. If he makes it successful, which, to be fair, I hope he does. A lot of people don't see it being successful, but and like I said, in all fairness, I hope he is successful. But again, the point is that this is all coincidental in the eyes of a lot of people.
There would be no podcast. We'll do something when I have a breather from what we have coming up. I'm going to be drinking out of a fire hose for the next month, but at some point we'll just do something for all the people that listened and we'll have a small little video. But I'm done with podcasting for now.
Okay, now the last part I want to show you, and again, I'm skipping through it because all the other parts are fluff. Him talking about his coaching philosophy and blah blah and all this, and how he learned from other coaches and his past basketball experience and all of that stuff, right? So I'm skipping through all that because again, you can watch the link down in the description box and you can watch it on my commentary. But the last part is where he goes viral, and this is at the 41-minute and 53-second mark. And let's play this part right here.
Hey, JJ. Claire Dillon with The Guardian. First of all, sorry, right in front of you. First of all, happy birthday. Second of all, what misconceptions or concerns about you that you've heard in the last few weeks are you the most looking forward to dispelling?
Now, this is about all the, he's doesn't have any coaching experience, the whole thing about him with LeBron James and the podcast. And this is a culmination of everything, all the, I guess, good or bad publicity that he's gotten over the last few weeks leading up to this moment. And his answer is going to be bleeped out in this video because, this is a YouTube video. But if you read his lips, if you hear what he's saying, you can surmise the F-bomb he's about to drop twice in this response. Listen.
When you're the coach.
It's a valid question, and I've certainly heard everything. It's been a really interesting 6 weeks or so, just in terms of being part of the engagement farming industry. It's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't. Honestly, I want.
He said he don't give a.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
He don't give a. You heard me? He don't care about none of that that's being said about him. He just wants to be a good coach. He don't care about the narratives or the confusion or some of the controversy, some of the coincidentals. He said, you know what? I don't care. Doesn't matter.
I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships, and I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I care about.
And well, you heard that. That's all he effing cares about. Coaching, making players better, making the team great, winning championships. That's all he cares about. Drops the F-bomb twice at the end. And, of course, the rest of the interview after that is, more of general questions that he answers. Like any new coach that comes in, y'all saw it, right? The podcast had nothing to do with the coaching hire. The podcast on hiatus. People gave support but not input. And at the end, JJ Redick doesn't give an F about what's going on with the outside noise, just coaching, okay? So, again, I'll leave a link to this in the description box for you to watch without my interruption and commentary. But if you're still here, thank you for your listening. And well, y'all saw it, y'all heard it, okay? And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Normiville. You know me, I'm just Normie, here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports, news, entertainment, and politics. Let me know what you think about this new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Mr. JJ Redick, in the king's seat, in the captain's chair, in the driver's seat, down in the comment section. And please, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.